Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning on in to our Valley News Now desk this morning. We've got a beautiful sunrise on our hands this morning, but a lot colder than it was when I was checking in with you yesterday morning around this time. Remember that? Those were the days back when it was 38 degrees at this time yesterday. Man, I miss that. Right now we're sitting at a mean 2 degrees here in Fargo. One more time, thanks so much for joining us here on our Valley News Now desk. My name is Alex Larson. We're going to kick things off talking about just that, what is going on outside. And let me tell you, you may want to get ready for this. Buckle up, okay? I'm over on our website here. I'm sharing my screen with you. Again, 2 degrees here in Fargo, fair conditions. It's going to be partly cloudy, mostly sunny today. That'll be nice, right? Hopping all the way up to 14 degrees today. Just a reminder again, 24 degrees for our high, colder than our high yesterday. I mean, some parts of the valley too. I know you were reaching even 40 degrees yesterday, which is insane for are we mid? I would consider us mid-January right now. Anyways, tomorrow afternoon, this is when things really start to heat up, okay? Mild, wintry mix and strong wind. Okay, we are back at that 36 degrees, right? But snow's coming, wind's coming, all that good stuff. That's not really going to make that 36 degrees something that you want to sit outside and enjoy, or even walk outside and enjoy. Who am I kidding? Like we were yesterday. Friday, that first alert weather day is going to continue at 15 degrees, windy, snow again. Saturday, low of -5, high of 7. Sunday, low of -3, high of 14. So we're going to stay in these lower teens, higher single digits, even lower, I guess, and then in negative for a high by next Saturday. A lot going on outside, right? Right now, our feels like in Fargo, -18 is what it feels like. Up in Hallock, -20 is what you're feeling like. -10 down in Sisseton and -1 down in Aberdeen. But clicking on our first alert, again, that snow and wintry mix for Thursday, snow Friday with that strong wind, accumulating snow, blowing snow impacts, potential whiteout conditions. So again, lots going on here. This is definitely something that you're going to want to be aware of, in the loop with everything that's going on outside. And our first alert storm team makes it easy for you to do that over on our VNN weather app, where you can get those forecasts right at your fingertips. Again, they work very hard to keep you in the loop, in the know with everything that's going on, so you can have that easily accessible to you. It's free in the App Store, easy to use. No matter if you got an iPhone or an Android, you can get your hands on that. However, I want to move on to our news portion of this segment. North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer is weighing in on ICE operations in the region and massive welfare fraud in Minnesota. Now, this comes as President Trump criticized Minnesota Governor Tim Walz during an event in Detroit 2 days ago. Valley News Team's Ethan Kramer's got our story.
Is there anybody else in the restaurant, sir?
ICE is operating across the region as agents arrested a man in Detroit Lakes Monday outside the China Buffet. Senator Kevin Cramer says ICE has been active in Fargo.
ICE has carried out a number of arrests in Fargo over the weeks, months, of people who are illegal and, in fact, criminal, and they've arrested them and deported them. That's their job.
Kramer also addressed the welfare fraud in Minnesota, which prosecutors estimate could be up to $9 billion.
Minneapolis-St. Paul, in particular, has attracted a particular element because of its very liberal stance on particularly welfare, free money, resources loosely handed out, as we now find out, fraudulently handed out to a population with very little scrutiny. So Minneapolis is not Fargo. Thank God North Dakota is not Minnesota.
At an event Tuesday in Detroit, President Trump had similar words for Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
It's a great state. It was a great state. Now it's getting destroyed by that stupid governor. What a stupid guy he is. But he's a crook. I mean, he's an incompetent guy, but he's a crook. He allowed this to go.
In Fargo, Ethan Kramer, Valley News Live.
And at least 6 federal prosecutors in the state of Minnesota have now resigned. This comes as they face pressure from the Trump administration over the shooting of Renee Good by an ICE officer last week. Joseph Thompson, who is the first assistant U.S. attorney for Minnesota, is among those who have resigned. A source says the prosecutors were being told to focus their investigation on the actions of Good, her widow, and others who may have been involved in ICE protests rather than on the officer's actions. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche issuing a statement after those resignations, saying the Justice Department does not believe there is evidence to back a criminal investigation into the officer who shot Good. Moving on here, North Dakota Congresswoman Julie Fedorchak and other Republicans are pushing to ban members of Congress, their spouses, and dependent children from trading publicly traded stocks. The Stop Insider Trading Act aims to restore public trust and ensure lawmakers serve the public and not, quote, get rich. The bill requires public disclosure of intended stock sales within 7 to 14 days. Violations would lead to fines and require any profits from illegal trades to be returned. Fedorchak says she regularly hears concerns from North Dakotans about congressional stock trading. And we now know the name of the 3-year-old who died after being attacked by a dog in New York Mills. Officials say he's Beckett Brown. Brown was at his grandmother's house and climbed into an enclosed area where an American bulldog was being kept. His 51-year-old grandmother, Kristen Nelson, suffered significant injuries trying to stop the attack. She drove herself and her grandson to a local emergency room before being transferred to a Fargo hospital. The dog involved is now dead. And we're continuing to follow new developments in another double murder case that happened on the Spirit Lake Reservation. That was back in 2024. D'Angelo Hunt, a Spirit Lake tribe member, is accused of killing his brother and his girlfriend. Hunt's attorney is asking a federal judge to delay his February 10th trial by 6 months. The motion was filed over the weekend. Now, Hunt faces 10 counts, including second-degree murder for allegedly killing his brother Isaac, and he's also facing a charge of voluntary manslaughter for the death of his girlfriend, Gemini Posey. Officials argue it would be impossible to properly represent Hunt without more time, since the case involves at least 300 pieces of evidence. Now, we, of course, here at Valley News Live will continue to update you, particularly when we know that judge's ruling. And the mother of a 6-year-old girl who was killed in a 2024 crash is requesting a new judge just 2 weeks before the scheduled jury trial of Travis Bell in Grand Forks County. Now, Bell, who was set to stand trial on January 27th, he's charged with criminal vehicular homicide and injury. The charges stem from a crash that killed 6-year-old Katarina Luthane and seriously injured her mother, Nicole. According to court records, Bell was under the influence of alcohol when that crash happened. His BAC results will be allowed as evidence during the trial after a Supreme Court reversal. Now, 2 weeks before the trial, Nicole Luthane, Katarina's mother, has filed paperwork to remove Judge Theodore Sandberg from overseeing this case in court.
Theodore Sandberg was a state prosecutor out of Michigan. He broke his oath as a state prosecutor, was giving out overly lenient, unauthorized plea deals, and then he got.
A request from Bell's defense team to move the trial out of Grand Forks County has already been denied by the district court. In Otter Tail County, a praiser is being commended for his heroic actions. Todd Finkelson helped save a life during a routine property visit. The property owner made alarming statements about self-harm. Todd remained calm, talked with that person, and then was able to call law enforcement. His quick thinking de-escalated a potentially tragic situation. Weeks later, the individual called Todd to thank him for saving their life. If you or someone you know is in crisis, call or text the suicide hotline at 988. Now, that's about all I got for you here on our Valley News Now desk on this Wednesday morning. Hard to believe we're already at Wednesday, am I right? But something else hard to believe, that 2-degree temperature we're looking at right now, especially after the last couple of days we had. Remember, our First Alert Storm Team will keep you in the loop, in the know with everything that's going on outside, particularly as we take on these 2 First Alert weather days coming this week. That is tomorrow as well as Friday. You can stay in the know, too, news-wise over on our VNN News app. That one's also free in the App Store, easy to use. We can send you push notifications right on over to your phone when we're firing this desk up, when we've got a story we feel you should know about right then and there. Again, free in the App Store, easy to use. And also, again, that's all I got for you here on this Wednesday. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow is Thursday. The weekend, in my opinion, is in sight. I'll see you tomorrow.